For all the joy it brings us, travel can come with the occasional surprise, which is why so many of us have experienced that moment after booking a trip, to insure or not to insure. But if you aren't 100% clear on everything travel insurance can actually do for you, the decision is hard to make. And that's where today's guest comes in. As the U.S. Director of External Communications for Allianz Partners, Dan Durazo is a peace of mind pro, and he's here to share his best insights and tips with us. Dan Durazo, welcome to Well Traveled with AAA.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
There are so many stories of travelers who are relieved that they wound up getting insurance. Could you maybe share a few of your favorite examples?
Sure, I'd be happy to. There are two main reasons that people buy travel insurance. The first reason is to protect their travel investment. So you may know that a combination of high demand for travel, especially during the summer months, and continuing inflation has made travel a little more expensive than it has been in the past. So it's really important to protect your trip in case you need to cancel it for a reason that travel insurance can cover. The other reason that people buy it is folks that are leaving the country want to have protection for medical emergencies. So if you have to go to the doctor, you end up in the hospital, God forbid, and especially if you have to be brought home medically, travel insurance can pay for all that. So those are the main two reasons. I think the stories that I like the most are the assistance stories, because people don't realize when they purchase travel insurance, they have access to our 24/7 travel assistance. So that means if they have a problem while traveling, they can call us, and we have experts on hand that can help them with any travel-related problem, whether it's a small one like needing to find a pharmacy or an ATM, to a big one like I'm in the hospital and now what do I do? So the stories that I like tend to be the most dramatic ones, I guess. And I have a good friend. His name is Brian Major. I've known him for a long time. He's a travel journalist. And I was talking to Brian on the phone one day, and I said, Brian, where are you headed next? And he said, Panama, to do a story for his publication. And I said, well, Panama's great. Do you have travel insurance? He said, no, Dan, I never buy travel insurance. So I said, well, let's do this. Let's get you an annual policy, and that way you'll be protected and I can sleep better while you're on your trip. So he said, I don't think I'll need it, but okay. So Brian goes on his trip. I get an email the day that he departed, and he says, Dan, I'm in the hospital. I said, Brian, what happened? And he says, I felt really ill. So we sprung into action and we got our doctors involved, because part of travel assistance is medical expertise. And we helped manage Brian's case. We talked to his doctors, and we determined that it would be best to bring Brian home to have surgery. So we arranged for an air ambulance to fly into Panama, pick up Brian, and bring him back to Florida, where he had an operation, and then took the train home. We arranged all of it, from the air ambulance to the hospital to the train ride home. You really didn't have to do anything. All that cost us about $30,000, but we were happy to do it, and Brian is now a big fan of travel insurance.
And all is well that ends well with him, right? He's fine?
Yeah, he's absolutely fine, and he tells people that I saved his life. So another friend for life.
Getting ready to travel? Make sure you and your travel investment are protected with travel insurance, so you can do more and worry less. For more information, visit AAA.com/travel insurance. And so what are some things that people should know but probably don't about travel insurance?
I think one misconception that's out there is that you only need travel insurance when you're going to get on a plane or leaving the country. But it's very useful if you're just taking a road trip. So travel insurance in AAA products can cover your trip as little as 50 miles away from home. So you're taking the kids, to a theme park or to grandma's, and it's 50 miles or more from home, your travel insurance can cover you. And people might wonder, why would I need travel insurance? But one thing that people should know is that we know that the things that can happen at home can also happen while you're traveling. So the kids can get sick, grandma can break a hip, other things can happen that may derail your trip. So 50 miles or more from home, you're on your trip. If you have travel insurance, you'll have all the benefits, including the emergency medical coverage. So if the kids end up at the doctor, urgent care, or whatever, we can pay that bill for you. If you have to interrupt your trip and come home, we can cover those lost prepaid expenses that you weren't able to take advantage of while you were traveling. And one thing that's really cool is return vehicle coverage. So you're on your road trip, somebody gets sick, you need to fly home. We will pay to have your vehicle returned for you, which I think is just a great benefit for AAA members.
AAA travel agents can help you find the best experience for a vacation of a lifetime. They'll make sure you're getting the best value, exclusive AAA member benefits, and up-to-date travel information to help you plan your dream vacation. Visit AAA.com/travel to connect with a AAA travel agent. Another thing that surprised me is that your travel insurance can actually kick in even before you leave home. Maybe you could explain a bit about that.
Sure. Well, what you want to do is to purchase your travel insurance when you book your trip. So your AAA travel advisor can do really a great service for you by offering the travel insurance, and they will know the specifics of your trip. So they'll know which product will best fit you and your family's needs and your trip. So purchase the insurance when you book your trip because of this reason. You want to take advantage of the longest period of coverage possible. It doesn't cost any more to be covered the 6 months before your trip than it does to buy it the day before you leave. So you want that coverage to make sure that if something happens during that period before you leave, that you're covered. Again, the kids get sick, somebody gets injured, something else happens which may cause you to cancel your trip. You can be covered. So don't wait to buy it right away.
And doesn't it also apply to, for example, hurricane warnings, flight delays before you even leave town?
Yeah, I mean, it's hurricane season now. So people want to be covered for hurricanes. And you should know that once a hurricane is named, you can't buy insurance to protect yourself from it because then it becomes a known event. Travel insurance only covers unexpected, unknown events. So again, buy it when you book before this stuff happens so that you will have that coverage should something like that happen.
And you started to reference this, but could you talk our listeners through the specific benefits of AAA branded Allianz insurance?
Sure. Well, there are some great products that AAA offers that we make available to them to present to their members. And there are actually some changes to those products, which are fantastic just this year. So we've got new covered events. So a covered event is a situation that we'll cover that may occur to cause you to cancel your trip or interrupt your trip while you're on it. A couple that are really, I think, great news are high-low water is one. So you may know that, with the crazy climate stuff going on, river cruises can be impacted by high and low water. The water's too high, the water's too low for you to continue on your trip or to go on your trip. If your travel supplier cancels or interrupts your cruise due to high or low water, you can cancel it and get your money back. So that's a fantastic new benefit. The one I like the most, though, is veterinary emergency. So if your dog or cat gets seriously injured before your departure, you can cancel your trip and get your money back, which I think is great. It's a benefit that our customers have been asking us for some time, so finally figured out how to make that happen. And there's a number of other ones as well. But the AAA products really offer great coverage at a great price. And there are some exciting new coverages. So I would definitely take advantage of that.
Are you enjoying Well Traveled with AAA? Subscribe to this podcast today and share your thoughts on ratings and reviews. Last, I wanted to ask, what does Well Traveled mean to you?
That's such a great question. I just got back from Los Angeles last night on a work trip, and I was thinking about this question a little bit. And to me, well traveled means to go where it makes you happy and to stay how it makes you happy. So I hope people will go to destinations that either they know make them happy or have the potential to make them happy if they're going someplace new. And going someplace new is always very exciting. and then to stay, that how it makes you happy. So, some people will stay in luxury resorts, some people will stay with family. Whatever makes you happy, do it. So to me, that's what well-traveled means.
Well, that's a beautiful note to leave it on. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. It was great to talk to you today.
You can find all of our interviews with other travel experts from around the world on the Well Traveled with AAA feed on iTunes and Spotify. We hope you'll rate us or leave a comment and let us know what you think. I'm Abby Kozolczyk. Thanks for listening.